Jeopardy! Fans have blasted the show after one questionable category left them baffled. Viewers found themselves scratching their heads when host Ken Jennings failed to spot the bizarre errors. Contestants Stephanie Cooper, Tristan Brown and Will Wallace all picked questions from the pop stars category, yet fans have complained the questions weren't actually about pop stars. Ken asked for $400, this singer has said nobody but yours to wives Miranda Lambert and Gwen Stefani. Stephanie correctly gave the answer of country music singer Blake Shelton. For $16,000, Ken also asked Leroy Moore, Boyd Tinsley, Carter Buford and Stephen Lessard, his band are 2024 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees. Will answered correctly with rock jam group Dave Matthews Band. Fans shared their frustrations online, venting that Blake Shelton and Dave Matthews Band are not pop stars. One angry viewer complained, some questionable inclusions in the pop stars category. I wouldn't consider either Blake Shelton or Dave Matthews to be pop stars. Another added, in the broadest sense they do perform popular music, although I agree that as typically used today, pop star usually means American Idol type performers. Someone else wrote on Instagram, not sure I agree with Dave Matthews being a pop star, but I didn't get that answer anyway. LOL. In one Jeopardy! Fan fumed, real loose interpretation of pop star. Despite the confusion over the true definition of a pop star, the installment of the ABC game show, which aired on Tuesday night, was a nail-biting one. Newly crowned champion Tristan went head-to-head with Stephanie and Will Wallace in a bid to win the episode. But Tristan then blew his first place after Will, who had struggled to get out of negative, won the show. As they answered questions in the pop stars category, Will was at one point minus $200. However, he managed to turn it around and went on to steal the show. By Final Jeopardy, Ken pointed out that there was just $1,000 between first and third place. Giving them their final clue, Ken then said, for much of the 1920s, he lived on Eddy Street in San Francisco's Tenderloin district. Will shared his answer of Hammett, Dashiell, and won an extra $9,399. This saw his total creep up to $18,799. Tristan, however, plummeted to $0 and Stephanie also went down to $5,400 with wrong answers. Falling Tristan and Stephanie's falls, Will was declared the winner. Congrats Will, very tightly contested game, said one fan on Reddit, as viewers rushed online to discuss the game. Meanwhile, this is not the first time fans have raised questions about Jeopardy! This week, the show rules were also contested after it was revealed an actor from a famous Christmas film had been cast. As the iconic theme music played and the familiar stage lights illuminated, fans eagerly gathered around their screens for another thrilling episode of Jeopardy! The beloved quiz show that had become a staple in homes across America. This episode, however, would not go down in history for the usual reasons. Instead, it became a flashpoint for controversy, sparking outrage among dedicated fans and raising questions about the show's standards of accuracy. Ken Jennings, the acclaimed host and former champion, opened the show with his usual charisma and poise. "Welcome back to Jeopardy!" he said, flashing his trademark smile. "Tonight, we have a thrilling lineup of categories for you to enjoy." As the contestants stood ready, the board lit up, and the first category emerged, the Great Lakes. However, as fans settled in for the game, something seemed off. Within moments, viewers began to notice an alarming issue. The board displayed not just one, but two glaring errors in the category. What was supposed to be a straightforward test of knowledge quickly morphed into a heated discussion on social media. The first mistake was subtle yet significant. The category title, The Great Lakes, was meant to reference the 5 largest freshwater lakes in North America: Superior, Michigan, Huron, Erie, and Ontario. But when the clues began to roll out, fans were stunned to see that one of the clues incorrectly defined Lake Michigan. Instead of correctly identifying it as a lake that borders only the state of Michigan, the clue misleadingly suggested it was also adjacent to a Canadian province. Fans took to Twitter, outrage bubbling over as they tweeted their disbelief. "How could Ken Jennings let that slide?" one viewer fumed. Lake Michigan has never touched Canada. The second error was even more egregious. As the game progressed, another clue under the same category referenced a significant historical event tied to the Great Lakes, the War of 1812. Contestants were tasked with identifying the battle that took place on the shores of Lake Erie. The clue incorrectly named the event as the Battle of Lake Ontario, which is entirely different from the historic clash that had occurred on Lake Erie itself. The moment fans heard the clue, the Twitter storm escalated further. "Can't believe I'm saying this, but I think the producers need to do better," another viewer tweeted. "This isn't just trivia, it's basic geography." As the episode continued, Ken Jennings, completely unaware of the storm brewing outside the studio, guided the contestants through the game. His composed demeanor and engaging commentary provided a stark contrast to the frustration boiling over among devoted fans. Many of them voiced their concerns, calling for more rigorous fact-checking before the show aired. The phrase "accuracy matters" trended as viewers urged Jeopardy! Producers to implement stricter review processes for categories and clues. In the days that followed, the online discourse grew. Fans organized a petition demanding accountability from the show, suggesting that if the Great Lakes were to appear again in the future, a team of experts should review the material. Some even called for a temporary hiatus to allow for a thorough evaluation of all categories used on the show, fearing that if such fundamental errors could slip through the cracks, what else might be getting overlooked? As the episode replayed throughout the week, it became a topic of conversation in online forums dedicated to trivia and game shows. Viewers exchanged ideas and insights about how the mistakes could have been avoided, discussing the responsibilities of hosts and producers in ensuring that information presented on national television was both accurate and well-researched. The general consensus was that Jeopardy!, a show synonymous with intellectual challenge, had let its audience down. In response to the uproar, Jeopardy!'s producers released a statement acknowledging the errors. They expressed their commitment to maintaining the high standards that fans expected from the show and indicated plans to implement more rigorous checks on categories and clues in future episodes. "We appreciate the diligence and passion of our viewers," the statement read. "Their love for Jeopardy! Inspires us to strive for excellence." Ken Jennings, who had already been a fan favorite due to his wit and intellect, took to social media to address the situation personally. "I appreciate everyone's passion for trivia and accuracy.